They didn't trade tea. They traded souls. You've been told the British Empire was built on trade, exploration, and diplomacy. But that's the lie they fed to keep their hands clean, while blood soaked the edges of every map. The truth? The empire was built on drugs, more specifically opium. This wasn't commerce. This was psychological warfare, masked in powdered poison. An invisible weapon that didn't just shatter bodies, it shattered civilizations. In the early 1800s, the British East India Company, a corporation more powerful than most nations, discovered something darker than gunpowder: addiction. They didn't need to conquer China with cannons. All they had to do was get them hooked. So they flooded the East with Indian-grown opium, not by the crate, but by the ton. Entire cities in China fell to a chemical sleep, while British coffers overflowed with silver. A population that once rivaled the world in innovation, culture, and strength, reduced to vacant eyes and bent backs. And when the Chinese emperor finally said, "Enough," the British unleashed the Opium Wars, not to protect their people, but to protect their drug money. Think about that. An empire went to war not to stop drugs, but to keep them flowing. This is not history. It's a mirror. Because the same tactics, the same formula, are still being used today. Drugs, distraction, dependence. You were never supposed to learn this, but now you have. And once you see who the real dealers are, you stop blaming the streets and then start seeing the throne. They told you opium ruined China. What they didn't tell you is that it built London. The grand banks, the marble halls, the elite universities, they were funded with silver bled from the veins of addicts thousands of miles away. The British aristocracy didn't just tolerate the drug trade, they engineered it. Behind the velvet curtains of Parliament sat men with stakes in the East India Company, men who passed laws by day and trafficked poison by night. This wasn't a side hustle. It was policy, and the weapon was addiction, not just of the body, but of the mind. You see, opium doesn't just numb pain, it erases resistance. It softens the will, blurs reality, makes you question whether rebellion is even worth it. In short, it turns warriors into beggars. And that's the real secret of empire. You don't conquer nations with armies. You conquer them with cravings. They made China an addict. Then they did it again, this time to their own people. The working class of Britain, crushed under factory wheels, were given laudanum, liquid opium, in neat glass bottles. Mother's friend, they called it. Children drank it. Infants died with it in their blood. The same poison they used to break the East. They used to pacify their poor. And yet they wore powdered wigs and spoke of civilization. Civilization built on sedation. Tell me, is that any different from today? Scrolls and pills, screens and needles, pleasure over power, comfort over clarity, and in the fog they take everything. If you're still listening, it means you're not like them. Comment below. I choose clarity. Twice. Not for them, for you. Because after this we go deeper, and there's no climbing back out. Now we descend, because once you understand how they weaponized addiction, you start to see the pattern. Opium was just the beginning. What came next was more sinister, because it no longer required ships, crops, or wars. It only required your mind. They moved from controlling what you consume to controlling why you crave it. This is the architecture of modern control. Feed the masses with dopamine, flood them with noise, kill meaning, and sell pleasure in its place. It's not heroin anymore. It's algorithm. It's repetition. It's soft slavery. The drug lords didn't vanish. They evolved. Today they wear suits, run corporations, and sit on boards that decide what your child sees before they can read. Do you understand what that means? It means the empire didn't fall. It just changed uniforms. It means the same system that sedated dynasties now sedates you. With distractions so carefully crafted, you think you're choosing them. But you're not. You're responding like Pavlov's dog to a bell built into your phone. They don't need opium anymore. Now the addiction is synthetic, digital, psychological. Attention is the new opium, and they're farming it from you. Every scroll, every swipe, every purchase you didn't need. It all feeds the machine. And every moment you choose comfort over awareness. The empire grows stronger. You weren't born to be a customer. You were born to be a force. But they've made you forget. And the deepest trick of all, they convinced you this is freedom. No chains, no masters, just your own hand reaching for your own leash. You made it this far. That means something in you is waking up. But understand this. Waking up is not liberation. It's just the first cut, the one that bleeds the illusion. Because the final truth is darker than history, deeper than conspiracy. They don't just want your obedience. They want your identity. Empires rise and fall, but control? Control evolves, from chains to treaties, from opium to opinion, from bullets to beliefs. You were trained to trust systems. Governments that smile, media that comforts, history books that omit. But behind it all, there's a design, a ritual of forgetting. Forget where your power comes from. Forget the bloodline of warriors you descend from. Forget your sovereignty. Because a man who forgets is easier to mold. So they replaced your memory with media, replaced truth with trend, replaced legacy with lifestyle. And while you chase likes and products and pills, they inherit the earth. But here's what they fear. They fear a man who remembers, not facts, not dates, but the fire, the inner rebellion that cannot be tamed, the one who sees the trap and smiles because he knows how to burn it. If you hear my voice right now, that man is you. The empire only wins when you forget who you are. So carve this into your mind. I choose clarity. Say it again below. I choose clarity. Let the algorithm see it. Let the world feel it. Because the truth spreads like fire when a single man dares to light the match. Now go, not back to sleep, but forward into power, into legacy, into war with the lie.